Hello, I'm Steven, the calculator guy, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to do pseudo delta neutral short farming, which I like. And why do I like it? It's because you are technically short on a volatile asset, and I think we're in a bear market. That's just my personal conviction, and I think everyone should have tools to use in different market types, right? You should have tools for bull markets, which is either holding, leverage, or farming, all those things. You should have tools for crab markets, whether those be like crab vaults or staking maybe, and then tools for bear markets. Now, short farming, I've already done a video on. If you type in short farming calculator guy, you'll find that this strategy is very similar, but we're just adding a delta neutral leveraging facet to it. And of course, now this strategy, well, I mean, there are plenty of different bear market strategies, but this is one of them that's really cool because the volatility is a bit protected from the pseudo delta neutral farm, but you're still inherently short because of the borrow. Now, let's just dive right in. You're going to have two things going on here, right? You're going to have a platform on which you collateralize stables and borrow unstables. So I'm going to be using Solend and Aave. And then you're going to have a platform on which you open up a leveraged farm that is pseudo delta neutral. Now, if you're really bearish, you can open up that with 100% of the borrow being unstable asset, and then that's a really bearish bet, but you'll make more money. You'll have a higher return rate if it continues bearish. Now, I am happy with my short exposure. I don't feel like I need much more. I'm only aiming between like 20 and 40% APYs, and that's enough for me, right? That's amazing in a bear market. So that's what I'm going to aim for. Now, you don't have to copy my percents. You can just take this knowledge and then apply it in your own way. So here's what I'm doing. I know Solana, right? Everyone likes to beat up on Solana, and I get it, but they have Francium, which is one of my favorite protocols in DeFi. Unfortunately, it lives on Solana. That's just the way it is. Solana has so many really good protocols. I just wish they would move. No shade to Solana. If you guys are Solana maxis, I'm sorry for bashing it, I guess. I mean, it's been down consistently. Okay, so first thing you want to do is collateralize some stables, right? So we're collateralizing stables. I like USDC. You might like USDT. That's totally fine. Those are the two options that I would recommend. USDT does technically pay twice as much in supply APR. That may be a consideration for you. For me, it wasn't. For me, USDC, it's just, it's my go-to. I know it's centralized, guys. I get it, but so is USDT, right? So that's what I use. I collateralized USDC, and then I borrowed Solana. Why did I borrow Solana? Because that's the asset that I'm going to be pseudo delta neutral short farming, is Solana. Now, if you don't know what shorting is or short farming is, I've got a bunch of videos. You can Google them. Short farming calculator guy. I think bearing the bear or surviving the bear was a video I did 4 months ago. We knew it was a bear market back then. We still don't know. People say it doesn't work. Yeah, you know what? Not going to get into it. But basically, you are borrowing the asset, and if you just held on to it, right, that you borrowed it, you just have to give it back later, right? So if it goes down, up, it doesn't matter, just give it back later, giving the same amount back later plus interest, but the interest is relatively small. If you're shorting it, you borrow it, and then you sell half of it, right? And if it goes down, then you can buy that, low half really with less money, and you keep the premium, you keep the rest. Right, so if you borrowed $100 of it and then sold half for $50, and then the value of the other 50 went down to 25, you spend 25 of that to buy the half and then return it, and then you keep $25 profit. That's what shorting is, basically. What we're going to do is that with farming at leverage, and you can put stop losses. The cool thing with Francium is you can have stop losses to prevent liquidation, things like that if you want to. If you're using pseudo delta neutral, very hard to get liquidated, but I digress. So that's what you do, right? Collateralize USDC, borrow Solana, or another unstable asset if you want to. Go right over to Francium, and you'll see my strategy. I was opened up like a $450 position or something like that. You can see my equity value here is 461. My debt, so what I borrowed that I would have to pay back, is worth 379. So after 3 days, 4 days maybe in this strategy, I have almost $100 profit. That's almost a 33% profit. Now, granted, Solana has absolutely shit the bed. It went from $47 down to $38. So I definitely benefited from that downward price action, but I made a bearish bet in a bear market. You're going to win more bearish bets than bullish bets in a bear market. You're going to win more bullish bets than bearish bets in a bull market. So, you know, these are asymmetrical bets. Anyways, basically what you do is you find a unstable, stable farm. So if we look through here, I'll go to USDC because, you know, that's, and you can also do USDT. You can also just filter by USD and get both of them, right? And I want to start by APRs. Okay, so I can't borrow Basis or Gene or GST or GMT, but I can borrow Solana. So maybe I would do Solana USDT. Maybe that's what you do instead, right? So let's say you want to open this position, you would click Farm. And then here's the important thing. You want to click borrow 2 assets and set it to 25%. This makes you pseudo delta neutral, which means that in your farm, you are 50% short and 50% long on the unstable asset. So you're already short because you borrowed the asset. But now you're delta neutral on the farm. Now I like this because it's not going to experience nearly as much impermanent loss as it would in a just basic short farm. Now, granted, impermanent loss can be beneficial in bearish conditions, but I'd rather be as market neutral on the farm and short on the borrow, because to me that's my risk exposure. That's just what I want. If you want to be even shorter, click 0, and you can see with the simulator, as the price goes down, the value of your farm goes up, right? Had I done this, yes, I would technically have made more profit. But, you know, again, I want to be as delta neutral as possible. So the asset going down affects it a little bit. Like here, right here, where I'm pointing, I guess, this is a negative 40% price change. The underlying strategy would only go down 6%. That's great, in my opinion. That's awesome. But even if it goes down, that means I get more Solana in that LP, because Solana's price is going down. The LP is going to purchase more Solana, impermanent loss, right? USDC gets converted to Solana to maintain the 50-50% balance. And so when I unwind my strategy and withdraw, I end up with more Solana than I originally had, and I'm paying back my loan in terms of Solana. So any additional Solana that I have is pure profit. I can just flip that for whatever asset I want, USDC, for example. And that's why I love this strategy, right? When it goes down, I benefit. Cool. All right. When it goes up, I do, you know, take a detriment there. But I mean, look, if it goes up 40%, if it goes up 40%, I'm down 3%, right? 3.5%. That's not bad. Especially not if I'm getting, you know, well, this, yeah, 50% APY. That's not bad. I like that. It's good for me. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. This is what I like. So I will supply the Solana that I borrowed. Let's say I borrowed 10 Solana. I click 25%. Then you click farm and it opens a position. That's really cool. Now, here's the thing. If the price is going down, you may not want to rebalance because you like being short on Solana. It's actually good for you. So you might hit the plus button. Adjust will basically turn it back to delta neutral. But you want to click borrow more. So you can see right now my 2.92 leverage. You're going to start off at 3, and it's going to go down, right, over time. So just go back up to 3, right? And then you want to click borrow 2 assets. You want to maintain that pseudo delta neutrality, and then click adjust. Now I'm going to wait until it gets to 2.8, 2.75, something like that. I don't want to be doing this constantly. And if you want to be more short than long in a bear market, you can certainly do that. That would be the bet that I make. I think that's an asymmetrical bet. You click 0%, right? So you're fully shorting the Solana, and you do better when Solana fails. In fact, you make profit when Solana does bad, and then you click adjust. That's it. That's all you got to do. Really easy to maintain. So that is the Francium short farming with pseudo delta neutral leverage. I like it. I think this is a cool strategy. Not financial advice. I hate saying that because what am I doing? I'm doing financial learning. I'm not telling you to do this, so it's not advice, but like this is information and education related to decentralized finance. So that's what it is, right? Okay, so Alpha Mora, same thing. Let's just open up my MetaMask. By the way, if you're farming MetaMask by using their swap, like, aren't you losing a ton of money in the slippage and the fees and things like that? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I would recommend doing this on the Avalanche blockchain. I have so many. Like, you can't see my MetaMask, but I just have so many chains to choose from. It's ridiculous. So, I'm going to go sort by highest APRs. It looks like we're targeting between 30 and 60%. What you want to do is backtest these. So like go to Beefy, for example, and like look at the historical APYs for these particular farms, like USDC AVAX. We can do that right now. You could probably also do this on CoinDex. There are plenty of places you could do this. But you want to know how consistent they are so that you're not, going to be fluctuating dramatically. Okay, so I'm going to look for AVAX. This is not the right one. Clear these. Filters, platform. We're going to look for Pangolin right here. Then we're going to look for USDC AVAX. Okay. APY is 6%, but remember we're leveraging. Click on 1 month. Okay. Pretty consistent. I like that. I'm cool with that. So that would probably be the one that I enter, this USDC AVAX pair right here. Also, yeah. So same thing, right? First you go to Aave. You collateralize USDC, or, Aave is getting more and more TVL. I think people are starting to gain more faith back in DeFi. I like that. Agree. I was clicking on the wrong screen. Okay. Then we're on Avalanche. Perfect. So same thing here, right? You want to collateralize USDC. You want to collateralize DAI. Your choice. I like DAI. I like USDC. If they had LUSD, not the right chain, but if they had that, I would, like that one as well. I don't know if you can use USDT. So DAI and then borrow AVAX. Now the borrow here is pretty high, 5%, but it is what it is. You're targeting much more than that. So collateralize, borrow. I aim for an LTV of around 50%. That's just me. I like the safety. If you want higher yields, clearly you want to aim for a higher LTV, but there's more liquidation risk. I like low liquidation risk. If I'm getting 20 to 30% APY on my stable, I'm happy. Right? That's good for me. But you might want like 30 or 40%, so higher LTV. Okay, so you borrow the AVAX, you bring it over to Homora, then you enter your position right here. So let's see, farm up to 4.2x leverage. I mean, I have no AVAX, but you would put your AVAX in, right? You would click next. Maybe you want to leverage completely. You want to use the advanced. You want to borrow 25% USDCE, 75% AVAX. That's the same thing we did earlier before. Next, you can see the debt ratio. It tells you where you get liquidated. So if AVAX goes under $4, or if AVAX goes higher, then what is AVAX at right now? Oh my gosh, if it goes up to $30, what is AVAX at? That can't be right. I can't believe. Maybe I'm just. No way AVAX is that much lower than $30. You should have more room than that. Let's take the $23. Okay, so I don't love that, right? It says that liquidation at $30. I might want to adjust that. Right? So the liquidation mechanism for Homora is different than liquidation mechanisms from almost every other PDN pseudo delta neutral leverage farming platform. So it seems like you have much less upward protection. One thing to definitely consider. So maybe I would just do higher leverage. And if I do basic, let's do 3.4. Let's see, target APY, 35%, debt ratio. Okay, they give me plenty of room here, but I don't know what my exposure is short and long. I guess they tell me, right? Total debt. Yeah. So it looks like I'm a little bit more short, which is great. I'm a little bit more short on AVAX than I am on USDC. Okay, cool. That gives me way more protection. I imagine that they were just wrong. about what they told me in terms of metrics. Who knows? But do keep that in mind. So anyways, that is short farming with leverage in a nutshell. Again, the reason I like this is because I personally believe we are going to be in a bear market for a while longer. And why not farm like the good old days, just in a bear market, benefiting from the market's direction? I think we should do that. I mean, again, I opened this position like 4 or 5 days ago. I'm up on the farm about 33%. I'm up on my initial 15%. Right? That's great. That's great for a 4-day farm in a bear market, isn't it? But again, Solana did dump, right, dramatically. So, I got there was certainly a facet of luck in there. Anyways, if more about these things or want to know about these things earlier, please do join the Patreon. I did a video and an explanation of this whole process either last week or the week before that. And we're talking about this in the premium Discord. So we also have like a short channel in the Discord now where you can just talk about shorting the markets and different ways to do it. I guess I can quickly show you guys the Discord. It's been rearranged a little bit. I know I feel like I'm shilling the Discord here, but I think it's a cool place to be. And you can join the free portion of the Discord. I'm not saying, pay for it. By the way, you can pay with crypto now if you want to pay at a 15% discount. So pay with crypto, pay with stables. Just, message me to do that. $204 for the whole year. And so we also have a cool crypto Twitter feed, but we have stable coins, we have shorting where we were talking about this stuff. We have 2 charts channels. We got cool stuff here, man. Just come hang out with us. But that's it. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful, fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Y'all are the best.